You know, Grover, you are somebody who has been beating the drum on the unnecessary burden of these high taxes on everyday Americans, famously coming up with that tax pledge. You look at inflation, inflation is just a tax on the American people. And broadening this out a little bit, whether Democrats want to acknowledge it or not, real wages have been outpaced by inflation since Joe Biden and Kamala Harris took the oath of office, practically their entire presidency. In fact, the only real way you can say that is not the case is if you go back and compare it to pre-pandemic levels, which I remind people, number one, includes a period of time where a guy named Donald J. Trump was president, and number two, also deals directly with the fact that people can't take a pandemic era coupon to the grocery store and ask for the groceries to be charged at a lower rate.
Well, one of the things that the longshoremen were asking for was higher wages specifically due to the damage done to their standard of living by Biden and Harris's inflation. Yet their union bosses were shoveling money out the door to the Democrats and endorsing Democrats. So Biden has been very loyal to the union bosses. He has had, and Kamala Harris. They've had complete contempt for working people, unionized or not. They don't care about the inflation they caused. They don't care about the taxes they've raised on people. They don't care about the higher energy costs that they have. The union bosses wanted to go on strike, and even the establishment media in the last few days has pointed out that the union bosses for the longshoremen have multi-million-dollar homes and huge wages, maybe $1 million a year that you can find. There is something rotten in the union bosses getting rich at the expense of workers. And then the union bosses say, we don't want any more automation, which means no more increase in efficiency, which means you can't actually get pay increases. Why would you do that to the next generation at the expense of every farmer, every manufacturer, every person who works in a retail store? They pay the cost of higher expenses at the ports. They're looting America so that a handful of rich guys, the union bosses, can have more than $1 million a year.